It's Bigfoot Collectors Club with Bryce, Michael, and Ivy. I know a story of high strangeness or two. Let's do this.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Bigfoot Collectors Club, the show where we talk to amazing guests about their personal paranormal history and share stories of high strangeness. I'm your host, Michael McMillan. With me always is your other host,
Bryce Johnson.
And our super producer,
Riley Bray.
Oh, boys. Big Harry, big
bye-bye summer, buddy.
Big bye-bye summer. Big Harry Summer's over.
That's it.
It's ended. And
How
now,
was your Big Harry Summer,
Are you
Michael?
relieved? No more researching Bigfoot for a while? Are you taking a
just for
Bigfoot hiatus?
Yeah, I have the high strangeness off for this episode. It's Bryce's turn. It's first time in a while. It's kind of nice.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens. But yeah, I'm kind of sad to say goodbye to Bigfoot for a little while. It was fun celebrating his 65th birthday.
Yep.
Thanks to everybody who came out to our live show at Two Bit Circus in
Yes.
Los Angeles. That was a fucking blast. We
Yes.
had so much fun. I scared away some youths after singing Dogman USA. So I'm hoping
That was
we'll bring him in
Michael's
a
up there
second.
shaking a tail feather.
I'm hoping that
It was alluring and disturbing. All
Yeah,
I'm
they were
hoping
like,
that
"Too
our
much."
guests, I'm hoping our guests this week will help bring back some of the cred with America's youth. We'll find out. But
need that Gen Z street cred back desperately.
But now we're in this weird liminal space before the summoning of the spooky season. But I just wanted to remind everybody that our annual October theme, Terrifying Tales from Zombie Bigfoot's Cryptic Crypt, is just around the corner. We have some fun stuff planned. You don't want to miss everything we got going on here and over on our Patreon, BCC, the other side. So be sure to join us over there at patreon.com/BigfootCollectorsClub.
I'm sure, like
Shit's
all
gonna
of
get
our
real.
Club Scout listeners, October has got to be one of the best months of
Yeah,
the year.
this is our time.
This is
This
our
is what
time.
we've been training
Time
for.
to
Down
shine.
here,
Yeah,
down here,
exactly.
this is our time. Down up there, it's their time, but down here, it's our time.
It's our time.
Let's get to those amazing guests from Lawrence, Kansas,
Let's do
a
it.
town close to my heart. Their new album, How to Hold a Grudge, just dropped from the musical group The Whips. Please give a warm Club Scout salute to Max Indiveri and Quinn Cosgrove. How are you, boys?
Pleasure to be here. Wow, what an intro.
Living the dream. Yeah,
Mac-
I mean we're obviously sad the Dogman days are over, but we're ready to
man.
get into the fall.
Dogman days of summer are all wrapped up, and now it's time to
That's it.
get your school books out and bring an apple for teacher because it's September and school's back in session. All right.
Oh yeah, that's what we're doing. We're attending college.
Are you guys
Nice.
still in? Are you in college, or are you in the college of life?
Of rock and roll.
I'd like to think both, if I'm being completely honest with you.
Excellent.
You know
Love
what?
that.
I'd like to think both.
Hey, since
So-
we got both of you guys, why don't you introduce yourself so our
Yes,
listeners
good
know
call.
who's who?
Yeah.
Would that be helpful for the audio format thing?
Yeah.
Would it be helpful for them to be able to attach our voice?
Yeah,
to it?
absolutely.
I'm Max. I play guitar in the band.
Hello, my name is Quinn, the golden retriever of bass, or so. I have been
Yes.
told.
So you've been
Cosgrove,
told.
the last name, and I play bass.
There it is.
Awesome.
What he does.
Wow.
Max and Quinn.
So tell everybody real quick, and you know what? I thought maybe we'll even throw everybody a sample of the Whips at the end of this episode. So think about what maybe song you would like to play on the outro. All right, we'll throw it in.
That'd be
Whatever.
great.
Whatever
But give
song
everybody-
we do.
For everybody who doesn't know about the Whips, tell us a little bit about yourselves, what kind of music you play, and a little bit about the album.
Well, we're one of the few funk bands in Kansas, which is cool. Essentially, like a couple years ago, we all got really dorky about the band Wolfpack, and then the pandemic hit, and so we gathered in a basement together to make some funk music.
Awesome.
And that was cool. And then we made a TikTok doing the Fortnite parody of that Kanye West song. And then that got like 4 million hits. So
What?
Whoa.
Whoa.
Y'all are
Yeah.
TikTok famous?
goes to show you that sometimes you put like 6 months of work into a thing and a few people see it, and then you put 17 seconds of work into a thing and the whole damn world sees it. And
sometimes you put 6 years worth of work into something and you're just really hoping people find it. And that's where we are today.
And a beloved niche core audience supports you along on your journey.
I love it. The album's great. I highly recommend people check it out. How to Hold a Grudge from the Whips, and we'll get a little taste of it later in the show. But Max, Quinn, we have a question that we ask all of our guests who come on to the show. What is your personal paranormal history? Have you ever experienced anything that you can't explain? Have you ever seen a weird light in the sky? Did you grow up believing in the paranormal? Let's talk about it. This is a safe space to share these stories.
Do you want to share it or should I?
I mean,
it sounds
I
like
think
you got something.
we got one locked and loaded.
Oh,
All right.
Fire
Came
away.
prepared.
We didn't come unprepared to BCC, except for our microphone equipment and everything else about it.
Dude, as long as you brought a ghost story, you're good.
Look,
Yeah,
I see a water heater. I see a staircase with like a kind of a 2x4 handrail. This is
we're
clearly
just inhaling asbestos.
And if there is anywhere in this house, in this band house, that might induce some spook, it's this room.
the basement,
that
It's-
makes sense.
The band basement.
but this
This
is
is
not
you
a
guys-
band house.
This is
Story.
not- but this is a quintessential band basement. Is that correct?
Yes, this is
Is this where you guys rehearse? Is this like
the quintessential.
HQ?
Sorry, it's our new house. We actually just moved in together.
Yeah.
Band house. Oh,
Band house, we
that's
live
great.
together. It's crazy.
That
Think
is
of
the
all
best.
the
You guys are
memories
doing
you
it
guys are
right.
going to make. Think of all the wonderful memories. Did you get any vibe when you guys moved in? Did you get any spooky vibes? Because sometimes, you walk into a house, you're like, this place is definitely haunted.
Well, this basement was filthy, like so badly dirty. And Miles, our drummer, and I took like a day and a half to clean it all out. And it wasn't spooky, but it was sure dusty.
We saved the place and everything. It was
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, it's-
All right.
it's
But
good.
yeah, as far as all the college houses I've ever lived in, I'd say this is one of the least haunted. So
Okay.
it's not for us.
Haunted by ghosts are a terrible decision.
They're just like fucking landlords, right? Like
Landlord.
we went on a house tour with this landlord, and at the end of it, she looked us dead in the face, and she's like, "You guys know, like the bottom floor is not on the lease, right?" And we were like, "What?" She's like, "No, like you can use it. Like I'm not sure you're understanding me. You can use it, but it's a privilege, not a
But
right."
if I wanted to take it away from
Okay.
you at any moment, I could, is what she
Cool
was
vibe.
saying.
That's funny.
What a weird
And I'm sure
setup.
that's where the refrigerator was too. Bunch of shit.
Oh,
That's awesome.
ghost story. We were gonna tell
Yeah.
you a ghost story.
Yes, we
Yeah,
were.
Let's hear
locked
it.
and loaded. What do you got?
Let's hear it.
So part of being a band, particularly one that's just starting out touring, is sometimes you just have to make ungodly drives. And we lucked out. We landed this 5-day route playing with this other band from Austin, me and Adam, and the route of shows started in Minneapolis. So we had to drive from KC to Minneapolis. We had a bunch of vehicle trouble at first, so we ended up having to drive essentially through the night all the way up to Minneapolis, like 10 hours straight, just talking like the wee hours of the morning, doing shifts, whatever. We're driving, we get up to right around rural Illinois, at which point we need to stop for gas. And so our piano player is like, "Hey Max," he's driving, he's like, "Hey Max, find me a place to stop for gas." So I go on GPS like you do. I find us a quick stop right off the road, and I'm like, this place is like right off the road, is perfect. We're almost out of gas. We're like on the empty tank, where the lights turned on, so we're like desperate. And it's just rural Illinois, and there's like nothing for miles. And
Yeah.
so we get off at this exit, and we're driving, and it's taking us a little bit longer to get to this gas station than we think. Like it's about 5 miles off there. And whenever
no.
we're in like dark, scary places, our keyboard player likes to fuck with us and like start creeping us out.
And we're in this is there are no street lights out
Yeah.
here. Like it is the only thing out here is our car and maybe
That's how we like it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So we're driving down this road looking for this gas station, and I believe we see a sign that the dead end sign.
Well, yeah, we're looking for this gas station and it becomes
no.
increasingly apparent like there's nobody in this town, and we make it to where the GPS says the gas station is. Keep in mind this whole entire time our keyboard player is like being like, wouldn't it be like so creepy like if the car broke down right now and like there was like a cult out here like stopping and like attacking us and stuff. And I was like, dude, stop, because I'm an anxious dude. I don't like that. I was like, you're creeping me the fuck out. He's
And
like,
he's no
what
longer
if-
in the band now.
he's like, what if like there was though if the car broke down and then a bunch of lights started flashing and like there was a whole group surrounding us. Anyway, we're tweaking out. We finally get. He's like yelling at me. He's like, "Why is it taking so long to get to this gas station?" We finally
You
get
know, this
there.
is like the beginning of a horror movie. This is how
100%,
all like slasher
yeah.
movies
Sure.
start.
It's a classic setup.
Yeah.
And we finally get to the gas station, and there's no gas station, but there is a dead end sign. And they keep saying stuff, but the stuff he's saying starts to be like real. He's like, "Why is there a skeleton?" And then we look to the right, and there's a skeleton fucking yard sign. It's like a skeleton hanging from a dude's yard sign. Keep in mind, it's the middle of May, not Halloween. Why is it happening?
And this GPS took us to this dude's house.
To this dude's
and
house.
not to a gas station, this guy's house.
And it's 4 a.m, and this creepy fucking ghastly old man starts crawling towards us and
No.
waving at us. We're like, fuck, reverse,
Run him over! Run him over!
pull out a U-turn, and scoot out of there and never went back.
Yeah, it was terrifying. But we looked over, pulled over at this guy's house, and I did. He's like full on coming at us. It
He's
is
like,
so nuts.
whoa. We're like, so there's a few things. Why was bro out in the middle of his lawn at 4 a.m? Why does he have skeletons hanging in his lawn when
Dude.
it's not Halloween?
And I don't want to hear the excuse that he saw us out there and then came out, because it was
He was
almost
there.
immediate.
He was
like
there.
we pulled up,
Yeah.
and looked over, and this guy was coming at us. We screamed and pulled away.
Yeah, that's
Did you wonder if
Leatherface's
maybe-
dad.
Right.
It's
Did you-
Leatherface's dad. That's
Did this
that's
guy
who it is.
put on Google Maps that his house is a gas station to
Dude,
lure in
oh,
touring
honestly,
bands?
That could have been Hell
Low
Yeah
on
Drags
gas.
victims.
I had never
Yeah.
even thought about it like that. That's
Well, and this is before we were traveling in like a van or anything, so we were able to make a quick U-turn. But if we had a van or a trailer on us, we would have been screwed.
yeah, that would have been bad.
What?
Yeah.
So did he like? Could you see him in the rear view mirror, like in the red taillights, like screaming at you guys?
I didn't. I was too busy freaking out and panicking because it was so quick. I mean, he was coming at us.
I do like at the core of this story is just you guys drove out into the middle of nowhere, saw an old man, and then drove away.
Got
in
scared
terror.
and went
That's
back to the
basically
highway.
that's basically what the story boils
That
down
is the
to.
He
That
was
is
a
the
really
story.
scary old man, though. He was.
Yeah.
And a skeleton.
Hell.
Yeah.
I think the moral of the story is maybe really that we're just scared of aging. I think is what. I think we're just scared
Maybe.
of life, and
Maybe
Yeah.
we're. Yeah, I mean, like.
I think that's something we could grapple.
I think there's an unwritten rule in homeowner's manual that you're not supposed to be out in front of your house at 4 a.m. That's kind of a standard. So
I think it's
it's a little odd.
someone needs to call the HOA in that area and get that guy out of there.
Yeah, that's pretty weird. I mean, I definitely had the same thought, Riley. Like, what if this person like put on Google Maps that they were a gas, or maybe they were like an old school. Maybe he had like a pump, you know, but you'd have to like go behind his house.
It's back here. It's back here.
I
Yeah.
have gas.
I think you guys got real lucky that
Keep
night.
your gas, old man.
I think you got
But
real
yeah.
lucky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
pretty
could have
nice.
died, and then I wouldn't have gotten to ask you all my questions I have for you about the Hills Have Eyes too. So
Oh well, fire. You know what?
Oh,
Fire away.
yeah.
Let's go.
get into a segment we like to call "The Hills Have Eyes Too." Ask
Yeah.
me
No.
anything.
You've unlocked a
Well,
secret segment in this show that no one has ever unlocked.
Oh my god.
It's
Wait,
called.
That's
seriously?
incredible.
Yeah, it's called "Let's Talk Hills." Hills Have Eyes Too. Go.
is there wait
Yeah.
the HHE 2?
Yeah.
HHE?
Yes.
Yeah.
Is that what they called it at the rap party? Or?
Ask me anything.
That's what we're calling it tonight. That's what it's called. Yeah.
That's what's up.
Well, let's
I
do
love
it.
those movies. What was your experience like getting into that? I mean, like, what? I know that's probably
is this, a
such
press
basic
tour?
question.
I love it. Yeah,
gonna
this is
start
like
vague.
the EPK for.
Yeah.
How do you balance work and family?
Well, it helps that I don't have a family yet, so that
I know.
helps.
That's so awesome.
like reading scripts and stuff. I mean,
Yeah,
like,
you just it's wild. Well, there used to be a time in Hollywood where young actors could just audition and then they could get into stuff. And then things are getting increasingly harder to do that, I feel. But I was a big horror movie fan, so I was like super excited to get in there and do that. And it was a blast. And we shot in the middle of the desert out in Morocco, not even New Mexico. So it was pretty horrible. But are you guys like big horror fans? Did you grow up in this stuff?
We're definitely as far as like movie genres go, definitely top 5. Like,
one of the first like movies that ever made me feel things was Poltergeist when I was a very young kid. I couldn't finish
Classic.
that when I was like, when the tree became like real and started hitting the glass, I was done. I could not.
Was that before or after the clown is hiding under his bed, the clown doll? Because that's the one that really freaked me out.
Oh, I think that might have been
Yeah.
before. I think that's like the first freaky thing that happens in that movie, and I was just out. I was done.
This episode is brought to you by Rocket Money. I've been using Rocket Money for a few months now, and you know what? I love it. Not only does it help me track and cancel my unwanted subscriptions, of which I have had a few. Thank you, streamers. It also gives me an overview of my total finances each month so I know how I'm spending my money, and it even has reminders about which bills are deducted from my account on which days, and which is honestly one of my favorite features.
Oh, yeah. Look, you guys, is your subscriptions draining your wallet? The average person has around 12 paid subscriptions. We're living in the time of monthlies. Let's get rid of some of those. And they might not even remember subscribing to half of them.
There's subscriptions for everything these days, from streaming services to fitness programs and AI generation apps. And sometimes it feels impossible to keep tabs on what you're paying for every month.
Yeah, listen to this. Did you know that over 80% of people have subscriptions that they've forgotten about? I mean, seriously, think about how many free trials you've subscribed to that you've probably never canceled. That's why Rocket Money rules. They're the rocket, okay? They're the rocket flying up into the sky, and they're shooting down the flying saucer subscriptions that are invading all of our lives. You know what I mean?
I do know what you mean.
And maybe you don't have to do what I do, which is set calendar reminders for the cancel those free trials. And I do them all day calendar set, and then I'll do 2 days or 3 days before. So my entire calendar is filled with cancel that free subscription, cancel that free subscription.
Calendar. Yeah.
Have either of you guys recently discovered a sub that you were paying for that you forgot about?
I mean, yeah, I was recently doing my finances like a caveman in an Excel spreadsheet, and I realized that I've been paying for the podcast Dropbox for the last 3 years and didn't even notice. So glad we caught that. And Michael did convince me. He's like, you need to sign up for Rocket Money. And I was like, okay,
true.
fine.
There you go.
I'm not kidding. I do use it, and I love it. So stop wasting money on things you don't use. Cancel your unwanted subscriptions and manage your money the easy way by going to rocketmoney.com/BCC. That's rocketmoney.com/BCC. Again, rocketmoney.com/BCC. Did you guys grow up were you believers in ghosts? Do you believe in UFOs? Have you ever given much thought to Bigfoot? Where do you guys kind of stand with this stuff?
I love it. I mean, I had I have a good ghost experience from when I was a kid.
Well, let's hear it.
Let's get into that.
Oh yeah. Okay. So when I was young, this is crazy. So when I was younger, I was playing soccer. I know this is riveting so far, and I was playing soccer, and
we've gotten much longer-winded setups involving
good.
highways and
So I
scenery.
was born as a small child.
Yeah, exactly. You can start there.
So I was playing soccer, and I was about I was a defender, so usually I don't get to come up higher in the field a lot. So I had the ball and I had taken off a little bit for some reason. And I was about halfway up the field. And I see a teammate a little further up. And I make a decision. I'm like, okay, this is my moment. I'm going to make it the assist of a lifetime. I bomb it to him. He gets it. And he turns around and he scores. I'm like, hell yeah, this is amazing. And I turn around. And my coach is looking at me and he's like, what, Quinn, why did you do that? What just happened? And I turned around and I had just like kicked it into like the goalie and he had just grabbed it. I had like super.
Whoa.
And I looked around and no one was out over there. Absolutely no one.
Whoa.
That's
And
wild.
I know that I had kicked it to somebody and he turned around and I thought it was like one of the other guys on the team named Ian, but
Quinn,
it was not.
we've
Little
gotten a
glitch in the
lot of
Matrix
stuff on
there, buddy.
Yeah, we've heard a lot of stuff on this show, but Phantom, this is the first time we've heard of a Phantom soccer player. This is pretty
Yeah,
wild.
I know. That was pretty crazy. I can't think of any other time where I've really been like, holy shit, what did I just see?
But
I
it wasn't even like you kicked it at a person and the ball like went through them or suddenly you realized they weren't there. You saw the play out, right? You saw them kick.
I was so positive that he had gotten that ball and turned around and scored a goal, and I was like, that's it. That is the play of the year. I'm retired. This is the best soccer player.
Wow.
You
Do you
know?
think
old were
maybe
you when
you
this
hopped
happened?
dimensions, perhaps? Like you suddenly fell into a parallel dimension where you had
Yeah,
it?
it's like an
Yeah.
alternate timeline.
Oh shit! I don't know. I have never I've never been able to explain it. I was like, I think 12 when this happened, so I was definitely. I
okay.
wasn't like
So
you
not
know,
like a child. Yeah,
No,
it's like you were
no,
like
I-
aware.
that's
And,
not-
I would have loved you're like, well, I was 5 and this was
yeah, like a
kindergarten
ghost child.
soccer
Yeah, I was like,
team.
what are we doing?
No,
But
I
yeah,
was
okay.
I was old enough to comprehend this, and I even
Yeah.
remember at the time being like, "This is super weird," and I don't understand it.
Oh.
Oh my god, I cannot believe that I have another really good story.
This is what happens on this show.
I
People-
can't.
you-
Now that
you
I'm
get
talking
going and
about
you
it,
start
the gears are
unlocking
rolling.
them.
I'm a dirty liar.
Yeah, we're unlocking
Mhm.
I'm a
memories
dirty
now.
liar, and I said I didn't have another ghost story, but I do.
I knew it.
I know.
Let's hear
So-
it, Quinn.
I was a little bit older for this one. I was 17. I'm 21 now, and I'm 17 when this happened. And so I was coming home. It was kind of late. I forgot what I was doing, but for a long time growing up, I had this neighbor, and he had a dog named Molly. And she oh my god, this dog was the sweetest dog. It was this big old chubby brown lab that I just loved. She was around like pretty much my whole entire childhood. And around the time when the guy started getting a little too old to like come out and really walk her a ton, I stopped seeing Molly out, and we had heard through the grapevine of like I think his daughter, who was like taking care of the house, that Molly had died. We had missed it a couple months ago. She croaked. And I was super bummed. And again, that came from the person that lived there. So that, I don't know, it would be a weird thing to lie about.
Right.
So I'm coming home late at night, and I get out of the car, and I'm walking up to my house. I look over, and who do I see in the neighbor's yard but this fucking dog, Molly? And she is just
No
sitting
way.
there staring at me. And this was nuts. And I went over, and I was like, oh, Molly. And I think I started crying a little bit. That was hard for me because I loved that dog. And I was so bummed that I had just like not seen it. And I was petting it, I was loving on it, and I heard from like the other, like the backyard, I heard, Molly, come on, like come back or something. And she walked away, and I never saw the dog again.
Your ghosts seem to be like manifestations of what you wish your life was.
Maybe. Maybe-
Petting
maybe-
a dog and
Maybe
assisting
that's
the
what
epic
ghosts
goal.
are, bitch. You know, you never know. Who knows, man?
Yeah.
Well,
But
That's super weird.
that's
That's wild.
I know. I don't associate that one as much with like the soccer one, because that one is such like a good memory, and the soccer one is like a weird. I can't explain it, but I look back on the dog one very
But
fondly, and
they're
I'm glad.
both kind of similar. Weird, can't explain it moments.
Oh,
Something that
yeah.
you think is there that maybe shouldn't be there. It's strange.
I think Quinn is
Yeah,
dimension
seems
hopping.
like it.
Right,
You're
and
tapped
I
in,
will
Quinn.
I will say it is totally possible that our neighbors are just dirty liars and for some reason lied to me about this dog being dead. But
That's
that
just
would
a
be,
fun lie that they
would
told
be
you.
a
They're
really
like, yeah, the fucking
bizarre
dog's dead.
thing to lie to a child
Kid.
about
Yeah.
this dog that he grew up.
The world is terrible. Get used to it.
Yeah, totally. Max,
What
you got
about
any
you,
good
Max?
stories?
Yeah, do you
Yeah.
have any ghost stories or
There are
seen
lots
anything you
of
can't
that.
explain
I mean-
other than the old man in the cornfield?
No, I mean the old man in the corn.
Just trying to help you guys get some gas out in his back pump.
Oh,
Poor
he
old
was just
man.
trying to help. And you know, you can't.
Yeah.
It's
back here! It's
I
back
know the
here!
skeleton. Just
No,
bring
don't
it
go!
in.
I thought that skeleton, I thought the kids would like it.
No one wants to work in.
It's fun!
No, but we did visit the Dr. Pepper Museum
Oh,
this year on tour.
Mm.
Down in
which-
That
Texas,
sounds
I
nice.
assume.
Which
I
was
love Dr.
pretty
Pepper.
haunted,
Yes,
and I was
yeah.
wondering if you folk had any idea why, because I didn't.
We're gonna look into it
Never
now.
heard that one, but yeah, we'll check it
Haunted.
out.
It's all those flavors.
Yeah.
Too many flavors. You're bound to get some bad juju in there.
I-
at some
I
point.
hate
Dr.
to-
Pepper himself.
I hate to bring up like the old part of the conversation, bring it back a little bit, but we were talking about poltergeist earlier,
Mhm.
and do
Mhm.
any of you guys
Yeah.
know the weird stuff surrounding the lead actress of Poltergeist?
Oh yeah, we did an
Oh, yeah.
episode. Was it here? I think it was here on the regular feed about cursed movies, Bryce.
It was.
Where we talked
Yeah.
about
Cursed
yeah.
movies. Yeah, we talked about Poltergeist.
The Exorcist?
And there was 3 or 4.
Yeah.
The Exorcist.
Wow.
That's
And you-
right. And then there was another. There's about 3 or 4 movies that are quote unquote
It is something.
cursed, and they have the most crazy stories about their cast
Bad
members
things happening to them.
having
Yeah.
these
Yeah.
untimely
Yeah.
deaths and bad things happening. It's
Didn't
very
that
strange.
happen to Rosemary's Baby too? Am I crazy for thinking that?
Yeah,
I think you're right.
No,
They
They
that's
talked
right.
about
yeah.
it all. It's
yeah.
episode 132.
Yeah, that's in there. Yeah,
we
we'll have to look that up. I'll have
take
to
a-
I'll
we'll
have
take
to
a
search
peek for,
what
Dr.
episode that
Pepper's
one was. That's a
museum.
good one.
All right,
Yeah,
boys.
I hate to take it away, but sorry.
No, that's great. We're gonna go down a list of phenomena, rapid fire style. Okay, if you're open to it, you're gonna say believe it. All right, you got to decide one way or another. If you're not open to it, you're gonna say bullshit. There's no in between. You have to pick one. We can always circle back and unpack one of these phenomena if you feel like it. We need to revisit it. This
Okay.
is a game that we.
It's a paranormal gut
paranormal
check.
gut.
Yeah.
This is
I will say I've seen the show before, and I was really hoping that we were going to play this game, and so I'm really excited.
There
All
it
right,
is.
Go.
You're just
Dreams
trying to
come
make
true.
up for
You're
not
on the
knowing
BCC.
about the curse movie.
It's a lot of episodes. It's okay.
Classic game we call bullshit.
Or believe it.
All right, the whips. On your mark. Get set. Ghosts.
Believe it.
Oh wait, that
Oh,
was.
open
I
to
thought
it,
that
yeah.
was the
Believe
intro.
it.
I
to
tricked
the-
you. I tricked you. You gotta be
No,
on your toes.
You
on
gotta be
Come on.
ready.
You missed it. I'm on it. Believe it.
I'm
Next.
with it.
Bigfoot.
Believe.
Believe it.
UFOs.
Believe.
Believe it now.
Mothman.
Bullshit.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull. Yeah, bullshit.
Curses.
Believe it.
Believe it.
100%.
Believe it.
Like a million.
Yeah,
Possessed dolls.
believe it.
Yeah,
Yeah, I believe
bullshit.
that. No, I
Bullshit.
believe that. Yeah,
The Bermuda Triangle.
Believe.
believe it.
Believe.
Yes.
Hollow Earth. There's a world
Hollow
within the world. Yeah, there's a world within our world.
Oh, bullshit. Bullshit.
Fuck you. You have no sense of wonder. Believe it.
There are alien constructs on the moon.
Believe.
Bullshit.
Psychic visions.
Believe.
Bullshit.
Dreams are really other realities, and when you fall asleep, you visit them.
Oh, believe
Bullshit.
it.
I'm saying
Oh,
bullshit.
Fuck you, asshole.
Time
Sorry.
travel.
Believe.
Bullshit.
Bending spoons with your mind.
Bullshit.
Bullshit. Yeah.
Oh, I almost had him.
Yeah,
Entities
one of
from
those.
other dimensions visit our world.
Believe.
Believe it. Yeah. Yeah.
pets see spirits?
Believe in the same way humans do. There's no reason cats don't have those experiences. Sorry, I'm
No, okay, no, yeah, I agreed. Seconded.
Hey,
Believe it.
have an independent.
There it is.
Tarot cards.
Bullshit.
Yeah, bullshit.
The Loch Ness Monster.
Believe.
Bullshit.
The government is hiding the truth about Roswell.
About what?
Roswell, New Mexico, alien crash.
Believe it.
1947, Max. Pick up a book much?
Believe
What are you studying there in college, Max?
Yeah, they don't teach you kids about Roswell in that fancy school.
This is why we pay musicians to avoid reading
No one
words.
said we need to read to come on the pod. Bullshit.
We are
you're
living
good.
in a simulation.
Believe.
Bullshit.
You, Max, and you, Quinn, could outsmart a werewolf.
Bullshit.
Believe.
Bullshit.
I don't think
No.
you're that smart.
I'd watch that.
Planet
movie.
Earth. Planet Earth is a sentient macroorganism.
Believe.
Bullshit.
Believe it. Believe
The
it.
universe is looking out for you.
Believe.
Yeah, believe it. Yeah.
Finally, in our original timeline, the famous Bear family's last name was spelled Berenstein, not Berenstain.
I know for a
Believe.
fact that I heard you ask. I think I've heard you ask this question before. And it's the Bernstein.
Okay, great. Well done, boys. You guys are both very big
Nice,
into
nicely done.
curses. You were a hard believer in curses. Why do you believe in curses so much?
I don't know. I just think that like stuff. I think I believe in karma, and I think
Okay.
karma is just like a form of a curse.
I'm going to be
Okay.
so real. I said yes to that one because I feel like not believing in it might make me more akin to being
Okay.
cursed.
Great.
Oh,
All
hedging
right.
your bets.
Fair
Smart.
enough.
Max
Smart.
and I think
Dig it out.
alike.
Dig
Good.
it.
Smart. Cover your bases. That's smart.
Well,
Good.
it sounds like you guys
Good.
have a lot to discuss in the tour van. There's a lot of contrasting opinions there.
Oh yeah,
Bullshit or believe it? Great tour van game, by the way. Hot little tip for you
Yeah.
guys in those late night drives through Minnesota. This episode is brought to you by DraftKings. Football is back in full swing with another week of epic games. Was I a little disappointed with my Kansas City Chiefs receiving during week 1? Yes, I was. Am I hopeful
Yes.
that my boys will keep going and ultimately become champions? I sure am hopeful. But listen, DraftKings has got you covered on the action for every single one of the games this NFL season. DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. That's what I'm talking about.
And new customers can bet $5 on football and get $200 instantly in bonus bets.
Woo!
Yes, nobody's missing out on the action this season. All DraftKings customers can take advantage of 2 new offers every game this September.
Get in on the NFL Week 2 action with DraftKings Sportsbook. Download the app now and use code BCC to sign up. New customers can bet just $5 and take home $200 instantly in bonus bets. Only on DraftKings Sportsbook with code BCC. The crown is yours.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.1800gambler.net. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort, Kansas, 21 plus age varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. See sportsbook.draftkings.com/football terms for eligibility, terms, and responsible gaming resources. Bonus bets expire 7 days after issuance. Eligibility and deposit restrictions apply.
Okay, everybody, it is time for this week's story of high strangeness. As I mentioned earlier in the episode, it's story time, Max and Quinn. We're taking you to school. It's time to learn something. As I mentioned earlier in the episode, it's Bryce's turn this episode, so I'm going to sit back. I might show up for some voices. Bryce, take it away.
Great. Well, as you boys know, we're hot off the heels of Big Hairy Summer, and I, for one, thought a high strangeness palate cleanser might be in order. I was maybe going to do a story about crop circles, Carl Jung, and the reemergence of the divine feminine, but then I was like, you know what? No, these boys are from Kansas. They don't want to hear about crop circles. They live with crop circles every day. Do you guys get a lot of crop
True,
circles?
every single day. We're in Kansas, baby.
That's right. Okay, good. All right, good.
Knew it.
Excellent. And then I was like, you know, maybe something hardcore would do the trick for these guys. So I thought about the Codex Gigas, otherwise known as the Devil's Bible. But then I was like, I don't want everyone to associate the whips with Satan. That'd be bad.
True.
And then it came to me. What if I told you there was a one-of-a-kind 15th century manuscript made from at least 14 full cow skins? A manuscript that contains a strange, possibly alien language, or maybe even a code that no one has been able to decipher. A manuscript that contains hand-drawn illustrations of weird plants, astronomical charts, and strange illustrations of naked women bathing in green goo. And what if I told you that this perplexing and mysterious tome has been rumored to have a connection to the great John Dee himself, Queen Elizabeth's most trusted advisor and mage? Gentlemen, do you know of which ancient manuscript I speak of?
No, I want to very badly now.
I speak of the Voynich Manuscript!
Oh.
That's right. The Voynich Manuscript is undoubtedly one of the most mysterious and enigmatic books in the world. This centuries-old manuscript has perplexed even the most stubborn researchers, scholars, and cryptographers for generations. Its unique combination of unknown script, intricate illustrations, and undecipherable content has earned it the title of the world's most mysterious book. The perfect subject of high strangeness for a cool-ass funk band like the Whips. The Voynich Manuscript's mysterious nature lies in its baffling origin, unknown authorship, and the fact that its text has yet to be deciphered despite countless attempts, making it one of the only books in history to have never been read before. Sweet. The manuscript's elaborate illustrations depict undefinable plants, strange astronomical diagrams, and inexplicable scenes involving human figures. There's also a depiction of a dragon, although I gotta admit he's kind of a cute dragon. And there's also a depiction of a castle, which is kind of metal. Now, listeners, feel free to check out our Instagram page, which will have
got a picture of a
I feel like you just walked in
Yeah.
here and you
Yeah.
put your baseball cap on backwards and you flipped the chair around. And you're sitting. And you're going to tell all of us to stay off drugs pretty soon.
Yeah, this was
that's where
this
this
one might be
is,
a little unhinged. That's okay. I'm cool with
I
unhinged.
feel like you're an undercover cop who's come to do high strangeness this week.
Oh no. Okay. Well, I don't know how to respond to that. Its actual script, however, remains undeciphered, with no known language or alphabet matching its characters. It has been given its own name, Voynich. So what is a Voynich, and how did this strange book get its name? Well, a man named Wilfred Voynich, a rare book dealer, acquired the manuscript in 1912. Voynich came across the manuscript when he purchased it from a Jesuit college in Italy. Fascinated by the mysterious nature of the text and illustrations, Voynich worked to decipher its meaning, but ultimately could not crack the code. It was Voynich who recognized the manuscript's historical and artistic significance, and he was the one who brought it to the attention of scholarly and collector circles. And as a result, they named the manuscript after him as a tribute to his efforts. However, the manuscript's true origins and purpose remain a subject of speculation, making it one of history's most enigmatic artifacts. No one really knows for sure where it came from or who created it, although there are rumors. Before the book made its way to the Jesuit college, it was believed to have been owned by Emperor Rudolph II of the Holy Roman Empire during the late 16th century. Rudolph II was known for his passion for art, alchemy, and esoteric knowledge. which led him to amass an extensive collection of rare and mysterious items, like a fuzzy little creature that hates the light, transforms into a goblin if it eats after midnight, and multiplies when wet. No wonder. Just check it. That's a Mogwai. Everybody knows.
You're just checking if
Everybody
anybody's
knows
listening.
that's a
Yeah.
Mogwai.
I was like, you're just
checking
throwing a
it.
Mogwai in there. All right. Okay.
So it's no wonder the Voynich Manuscript was part of his collection. But how did it get there? And just who did Emperor Rudolph pay the 600 ducats required to purchase it? Before we answer that, let's go over some proposed theories as to just what in the hell the Voynich Manuscript could possibly be. Some notable theories include that it's a cipher or code. A prevailing theory that this manuscript contains a hidden code or cipher begging to be unlocked so that it can reveal its true content. Some of the best cryptographic minds have tried and failed to decipher it, including master codebreaker William Friedman, a pioneer of the field of cryptography, who helped the U.S. and her allied forces break Nazi codes in World War II. Some people say it's a herbal encyclopedia with a compendium of botanical knowledge presenting various plants and their medicinal uses. The problem is, though, the plants depicted in this manuscript, they don't fucking look like any kind of plants we know of. Some people say it's an alchemical manuscript, with symbols and secrets related to medieval alchemy and the quest for turning base metals into gold or achieving spiritual enlightenment. And then you got other theories. There's the ancient language or lost culture theory, historical manuscript, otherworldly origins theory. Michael, you'll like this one. It's a more speculative theory, proposes that the manuscript's content might have extraterrestrial or even interdimensional origins and might contain some type of otherworldly knowledge beyond human understanding. But this next one might just be my favorite, that it is a medical or women's health manual. That's right, given the manuscript's focus on botanical illustrations and the presence of female figures, some theorists suggest that it could be a medical manual or a guide to women's health and well-being. A history researcher and television writer by the name of Nicholas Gibbs says that it's mostly just a plagiarized guide to women's health. With a background
by men who'd never seen a naked woman.
What is he now?
Yeah. With a background in Latin and medieval texts, he was able to hypothesize on its meaning.
The pictures of plants referred to herbal medicines, and all the images of bathing women pretty much tell me that it's just one big gynecological manual. No, seriously, don't laugh. Baths were often prescribed as medicine, and the Romans were obsessed with the idea that a nice dip could cure all ills. Zodiac maps were included because ancient and medieval doctors believed that certain cues would work better under specific astrological signs, and I think I meant cures, not cues. And all those naked ladies holding the donuts, those are magnets. Even back then, people believed in the strange healing powers of magnets. So, like I said, all my chips are in the gynecological manual, probably made for one specific lady, too, no less.
Yes, and of course, some say it might be just a hoax created to deceive or puzzle readers. But come on, really, who's gonna waste 14 good whole calf skins and spend uptillion hours on an elaborate prank? Don't answer that. I put forward that it's not just some ornate hoax, but in fact has a much more mercurial background. Dare I even say, magical with a K? Earlier, before I mentioned that Rudolph II, the great Bohemian emperor, had paid a great deal of money for it. But from whom did he purchase it from? Some have hinted at the very illustrious and the very mysterious and perhaps the very strapped for cash, Dr.
Very much
John
so.
Dee, Queen Elizabeth's confidant and most trusted advisor. To understand the Voynich Manuscript, one must understand John Dee himself, a polymath of gargantuan proportion. Dee was an English alchemist, mathematician, astronomer, geographer, astrologer, philosopher, and magician, with a K. A rare unicorn of a man indeed. From his journals, we know that he only slept 4 hours a day and studied laboriously for the remaining 18. Are you boys putting in that kind of time?
I'd like to think so. Yes.
All right.
All right, very good.
Sounds
very
about
good.
right.
Very good.
He was also the court astrologer to both Queen Mary I and Queen Elizabeth I, who trusted Dee so much that she had him give her an astrological reading to determine the date of her coronation. Dee was apparently so powerful that according to legend, he even conjured a windstorm that resulted in the defeat of the invading Spanish Armada. He is to Queen Elizabeth what Merlin was to Arthur. Only he was real! To learn more about Dr. John Dee, check out BCC episode number 74, The Enochian Magic of John Dee with Donna Lynn Champlain. And, gentlemen, when it came to rare and important books, Dee was the book boy fuck king. His personal library was so
Is that an
vast.
official term?
Yes, that's an official term. It was so vast, his library, that even the University of Cambridge and Oxford paled in comparison at that time. Everyone wanted to peruse Dee's sweet-ass book collection. People like Francis Bacon, who wrote the entire works of Shakespeare, according to Baconians, and explorer and poet Sir Walter Raleigh, who could often be seen combing Dee's shelves. Even Queen Elizabeth herself spent time there.
Johnny, old boy, do you happen to have any good books on the late 14th century French eroticism? I'm asking for a friend.
So, of course it makes sense that a guy like Dee probably owned the Voynich Manuscript at some point, but the question remains, did he get the book from someone else, or did John Dee have something to do with the creation of it? After all, this wouldn't be the first time that Dee created a language out of thin air. Dee, along with his mischievous partner in crime and bad boy psychic scryer Edward Kelly, were responsible for bringing forth the Enochian system of magical language. That's right. John Dee claimed that he received the Enochian language, also known as Enochian Angelic, from angelic entities through a series of scrying sessions and communications with spirits. Dee believed that he was receiving this unique and divine language directly from angels, who were imparting hidden knowledge and wisdom to him. Dee and Kelly meticulously recorded the symbols and words of the Enochian language during their spiritual communications, which they believed were messages from the celestial heavens. Basically, they got high as fuck and stared into Dee's black mirror and talked to ultra-terrestrials for hours on end. But,
and wife swapped. And wife swapped.
and then
Don't forget they wife swapped.
Yeah,
Also
the angels
yeah.
did tell him to wife swap, but again, we must listen
When
to
the
the
angels
gods.
decree.
Yes.
Yeah.
But at least... Yeah,
Y'all
they
remember
say-
the Sim flavors on my swap? That show
Also,
was
like,
crazy.
I feel I'm
show
worried
was
this is gonna give you
insane.
boys some ideas to like just stare into a mirror down in this basement late
Yeah.
at night. I mean, you
That's
could
a
try it,
perfect
but be
mirror
careful.
staring basement.
No,
Yeah.
that'd be.
I've
We'd
been
have,
writing this down.
we'd have more jokes here than
We will
that.
know Enochian by the end of this eve.
Yeah.
But at least Dee and Kelly didn't waste the opportunity. Or as Terrence McKenna might say, if you're gonna talk to the machine elves, don't forget to bring back the boon, man. The Enochian language turned out so complex and complete that it became a cornerstone communication medium for ritualistic secret societies such as Aleister Crowley's The Golden Dawn. Some theories suggest that Dee had nothing to do with the manuscript's creation, but that he may have encountered the strange text during his time as an advisor to Queen Elizabeth I, but no one really knows for sure. In 1999, a letter was discovered that identified the manuscript's next owner, a man by the name of George Baresh, an alchemist from Prague in the 17th century who spent nearly 20 years attempting to decipher the manuscript. Frustrated at trying to decode it, he reluctantly sent a few sample pages to the cryptanalytic celebrity of the day, a guy named Athanasius Kircher, who famously and incorrectly, as it turned out, claimed to have decoded the hieroglyphics of ancient Egypt. The manuscript, yes. So I got one wrong. That's all right. The manuscript intrigued Athanasius, and he tried to convince Baresh to part with it.
Please, George, you couldn't reveal a hidden message if it jumped off the page and bit you on your hind side. Turn the manuscript over to me, for God's sake, man, or I alone will tell you what it says.
But Baresh wouldn't budge. Instead, it fell to Baresh's best friend Marcy, who inherited the manuscript when Baresh died. But eventually Marcy was like, I don't want this creepy book lying around, and decides to send it to Athanasius in the hopes that someone could finally decipher its meaning. In the letter accompanying the Voynich manuscript, Marcy describes his late friend's obsession with cracking the script.
To its deciphering, he devoted unflagging toil, as is apparent from attempts of which I send you herewith, and he relinquished hope only with his life. but his toil was in vain, for such sphinxes as these obey no one but their master.
You having a stroke, Marcy?
Marcy, are you okay?
Marcy, you all right?
I'm just taking a little nap.
As the pages of the Voynich Manuscript continue to defy amateur and expert cryptographers alike, one thing remains certain, that the true nature of the Voynich Manuscript may never be known, and its origins and message will forever remain shrouded in mystery. Unless, of course, AI has something to say about it. With the advances of AI, scientists are already interested in putting the Voynich Manuscript through its cryptographic paces. But time
Is scientists you?
will only
Yeah.
tell.
When you say
Silence you!
scientist, do you
That's in that
mean
sentence. Are you
Bryce
scientists?
Johnson
Yeah.
has thought, what if we put AI to this task? That's
It's a good
what you
idea.
mean.
It's a great idea.
Get that chat GPT on
Right
it.
now.
In the meantime, perhaps you, dear listener, could be the one who helps break the code by intensely ruminating on its intricate illustrations of trippy plants, celestial bodies, and human figures that evoke a sense of wonder and fascination. Because the Voynich Manuscript is securely located in Yale's Beneke Rare Books and Manuscript Library, where the good people there have painstakingly logged and photographed every single page for your online viewing pleasure. A quick Googs should get you there. The secrets of the Voynich Manuscript may forever remain concealed, but not to me. To me, the message is quite clear. Embrace the unknown, and remind yourself that the journey to unraveling life's little mysteries is as captivating as turning the pages themselves.
Well done.
Nice button on that. I like that.
What do you guys think about this
Very
weird
nice.
book you can't look at?
You can look at, thanks to Yale.
Can't, yeah, that was the button on it, is that we can go check it out right now.
They'll do the
Great.
work, Michael.
You guys will do it, yeah?
Wait,
Right?
given
You'll
all
look
the
at the
naked
Voynich Manuscript.
figures involved, I'm surprised one of the theories that ain't that just like the ancient people were all horned up and looking at their rocks off.
Oh, maybe that's a good point. What
Was
if it's
that
all
like-
just
Mhm.
sex stuff because
Yeah.
people are creeps?
It could have just been like a ancient nudie mag.
Oh my God. I
It
do
could
like this
be-
theory.
the first
I
That's
mean,
a
I
pretty
like-
good theory.
I like the idea too that it's like, I mean, it could just be some like weird old school outsider art. You know, I like the idea that it's like maybe this is like a proto Dr. Seuss just drawing aliens, landscapes, and weird worlds and having fun with it.
Yeah, I like that theory. Absolutely. The theories are abound, really. There's so many of them. I do like that one guy that was like, oh, this is probably just a women's health book.
Yeah, I don't think that man has ever spoken to a woman in his entire life.
No,
I'm
but
pretty sure.
like he was saying, it was probably, if it was in fact a health book, it would have only been written for just one person, you know what I mean? Because its origins are so mysterious. I don't know. Who knows? Could be
That's an interesting social dynamic for a friend to give a instruction on their health to.
Yeah.
to another.
Do you
I
maybe
wrote you a
maybe you guys
253-page manuscript on how you should bathe yourself, darling. Isn't that
I drew
wonderful?
I drew a weird picture of what I imagine your uterus looks like.
Also, where can I put these 14 cow carcasses?
Some people call it leather. We call it cowskin.
The sign of Taurus is coming upon its procession. It's time to clean the backside, milady. Don't you
Yes,
That
see?
was just going to be
Yes.
my other question, though. Was I mean, clearly, if this guy put it on like something that wasn't paper, he wanted it to last, or would they have even known
You know-
what like parchment paper was? Was it the only thing he
It's a
could
good
write on?
question. Something that makes sense to me is the idea that, look, this might have been a communication brought forth from an entity of unknown origin. As a matter of fact, it happens
Wait
all
a
the
minute.
time.
Think
People are
about all those
constant-
cattle mutilations, right? Maybe the aliens are mutilating cattle to write books, weird books, and drop them throughout the time stream.
To use
No,
them as letterhead.
But
yes.
but
They don't
seriously,
even like the whole cow thing.
so
They
many
just go
like
with it.
strange books are channeled material, like the Book of Ra, the Book of One. You know, there's even a study in miracles. What's that Marianne Williamson one? the Miracles guy. All those are sort of really just channeled material, and perhaps this Voynich manuscript is the same thing. It's somebody who's tapping into another dimension and feeling like they're finding some very pertinent and valuable inspiration, and they're writing it down.
Love it. Great. Well done,
I think
Bryce.
that's great. That's a great
Right.
explanation. I can't think of something better to explain it than that, man. Can you, Max?
I mean, yeah, I think that's a beautiful way to look at it. I think that maybe it just wants to be like heard and seen.
The book
and,
just
like,
wants everybody
the
to
book
know
just
how it feels.
The
Oh,
book
yeah.
just wants
I feel that.
maybe the book. Have we thought about like could it be a living, breathing thing?
Maybe
Possibly.
the book needs to start writing some songs and tell
Yeah.
everybody.
Maybe the book just wants to be understood, and it's gotta feel really lonely to be written in the language.
No one's
No
ever
one
read me. Hell yeah.
I like
I
this.
like that.
I like this a lot.
Mhm.
Max, Quinn, thank you so much for being here. It's been a blast to hang out with you, hear your stories, and talk about a weird book. We really appreciate it. Where can people find the album? Remind us what it's called and tell us where we can find it.
Well, the record is called How to Hold a Grudge. If you're listening to this after September 1st, 2023,
And
that
they
means
are.
And they
everywhere. And they
are.
are.
Because we timed it.
Unless they're time travelers. Then it will be out on streaming services, Spotify, Apple Music, yada yada. Should be most
Great.
of the good ones. We don't really discriminate on that front. And then
On
it
the
should
streaming
also
service front.
have physical copies of the CDs in stores most places.
Yeah.
Great.
Which is really exciting.
Yeah.
I've got
and so
one
it's
right
really
here.
cool.
Hell yeah. That's
Yeah,
There
great.
we go. I'm
It's-
loving it. Oh.
It's great.
That's actually-
Go ahead. Sorry.
Oh,
It's
that's
actually what?
one of
That's
the one of the
beautiful. I
first we
love
put
it.
out into the world.
Yeah, man, that's so awesome. You got an early little
Michael's
copy
got that
over there.
hookup.
Collector's
with,
item. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I got a
that.
Lotuspool Records hookup. So
He knows a
He
guy.
knows a
Yeah,
guy.
he
I know
knows
a guy.
He knows.
Well,
he knows a-
Everyone go give the Whips a follow on Spotify. Max, Quinn, so
Well.
great having you here. Hey, when we're gonna play out this episode with a song off the new album. Which track would you like us to go out with?
We should play the freaking title track.
we should play
man.
Grudges. I think
Yeah.
Grudges
Great.
is a good one. Title, and I would also like to say thank you guys all
Yeah.
so
Thank
much
you.
for having us.
Oh,
This
anytime.
was
Our
so much
pleasure.
fun. You guys are amazing. I love the show, and I'm so happy that we got a little. I'm so like that we get to exist in this little pocket of the,
Great.
of
Well,
the
It's a good
regular
You're
pocket.
canon
yeah,
now.
I'll
You're
fill
in
out
the
your club card
universe.
information
Yeah.
and we'll laminate your club
I
card.
know,
post
I
it.
know.
Send you your
They've
official
already
club
lied.
card
Yeah.
memberships.
no one's
great.
hearing this. This is for you guys.
Oh, thank you so much. Big thanks to the Whips and a big thanks to you, the listeners, especially our friends who recently joined us on BCC The Other Side. Boys, it's time for some Patreon shout-outs. Olivia Clark,
Thank you, Olivia.
Daniel Martin Garcia,
Thank you.
Jeanetters,
Thank you, Jeanetters.
Becca,
Thank you, Becca.
Tots with Fries,
Thank you, Tots with Fries.
Colton Hotzenpiller,
Thank you, Colton.
Brian Dickinson,
Thanks, Brian.
Annabelle Campbell-Jones,
Thanks, Annabelle.
Ethan Packard,
Thanks, Ethan.
Joseph Mills Cosmeteer,
Ooh, thank you, Joseph. Welcome.
Jared,
Thanks, Jared.
Holly Stidham,
Thanks, Holly.
Alicia Cosmeteer,
Thanks, Alicia. Welcome.
and finally, Tension Chopak. Thank you so much, everybody who recently joined BCC The Other Side. We love you. You can join the growing number of Club Scouts and Cosmeteers over at patreon.com/BigfootCollectorsClub and get access to 3 bonus episodes every month, merch discounts, the BCC Discord. We just added a new channel this week so people can talk all about Expedition Bigfoot Season 4 over there.
Great.
And you can
Love that.
you got the option to upgrade to unlock 3 music tracks from Riley every single month as well. So do that. Join us at Bigfoot Collectors Club on Instagram and Threads at BCC Pod, and write to us on TikTok and write to us with your personal paranormal history and share stories of high strangeness at BigfootCollectorsClub@gmail.com. Follow me on Instagram. I'm at McMills.
Yep, I'm on those socials as well. And guys, if you are Expedition Bigfoot fans, please thank you for watching. You can find us on the Discovery Channel Wednesday nights at 10, and you can also find us on Max and Discovery Plus.
Wednesdays are huge for Club Scouts now. You get a new episode of BCC and a new episode of Expedition Bigfoot this fall. That's pretty fucking rad. It's almost like we made it happen, guys. We manifested it. We made Wednesday.
Definitely.
Wednesday used to be Woden's Day. Now it's Bigfoot's Day. Woden,
That's right.
Get out of our way.
Later, Woden. I'm Peace Drone on Instagram. Did you want to read a review of the show? We just skip that part?
We didn't do it. I forgot. Why don't you give us a
5-star
5-star review? Yeah.
Let's read a 5-star review, huh? This one's called Besties, UFO emoji. These guys are my dream friend group. All my friends have to deal with me constantly updating them with new paranormal stories. I knew I'd found my people when they did an emergency episode about the UAP whistleblower. I actually never enjoy podcasts with more than one host because I can't handle interruptions and talking over one another.
Whoops,
but
sorry.
these guys have the perfect banter and make me laugh. See, you've improved, Michael.
Wow,
I'm sure I'll end up on the other side as soon as I finish listening to the backlog. Keep it up. Peace, cilantro. 5 stars.
All
Love
right.
that. All right,
Thanks,
guys, get
cilantro.
over there. Appreciate
And listen,
you.
if you're binging, sometimes the other side runs in tandem. Well, a lot of times it runs in tandem with those
That's
current
true.
episodes, like we're doing with the history, or we did recently with the history of Bigfoot. So, maybe don't wait. Just come on over. You can binge, go back and forth. It'll be a blast. If we don't see you over on the other side, we'll see you back here next Wednesday for an all-new episode of BCC. Until then, good night.
And go get regressed.
And here's the whips with Grudges.